And a copy of that should have been on your desk. We've got about 4 minutes. Is the consensus of the body want to spend another minute? Are there any objections to moving on? Okay. If you could please state your name, your title, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and then ask for your presentation and the rest of those that are still here to make sure your 2 minutes and 30 seconds is tied to the exact project that is taken by the council. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Beth Driscoll, and I'm the Executive Director of Groundwork Milwaukee. We have a youth engagement program. We target youth 14 through 25 and provide job training. We have both general job readiness skills and then very specific skills. We currently have funding to work on projects related to water quality and watersheds. We're trying to tie it to the fact that Milwaukee is a water center. We also have projects related to building community gardens that vitalize vacant lots and provide healthy food to the neighborhood. With this funding, we would like to expand our offerings, and we would partner with an arts group called beintween. And with me is a representative of beintween, Keith Hayes, in case you have any questions for him. We would focus on the surrounding neighborhood in building and expanding the Beer Line Trail and in enhancing it by engaging neighborhood students that would develop and install our projects. We would also partner with the City of Milwaukee on the south side in enhancing their proposed Kinnikin River Trail. They will be building the trail next year, and we would install a trailhead amenity so that people have a place to stop, and it ties the trail to the river that is its namesake. I want to point out a clarification in the budget. We have a $5,000 contract fee, and that would be for our partnership with beintween. We also have $18,000 in salaries. I understand that we are not able to pay stipends, and that would be paid for our crew leaders. We currently have a full-time program during the summer. This project allows us to expand the program into part-time positions during the school year.
Thank you. Member Dixon.
Yes. How many students are currently involved with Groundwork Milwaukee, and how many more are you able to reach out to?
We have 12 students that are directly involved in the program and receive stipends for their part-time work. Our green team members then mentor additional students through our Watersheds 101 class and through CLC offerings at schools. There will be an additional 20 students at least that participate in that. And there are approximately 200 families that benefit from our community gardens. And so what we're able to do is, expand the number of hours that students are able to work.
Thank
So
you.
it's not expanding the number of students, but instead the hours.
Member Williams Davis.
How were the students chosen?
Students are chosen from prior participants in our Watersheds 101 and the CLC offerings. We also have had an ongoing relationship with Monoweb, and students that were in the Earn and Learn program have been able to continue on as long as they have excellent attendance, they're motivated workers, and they're able to mentor and provide leadership skills. Through our partnership with beintween, we would be doing extensive canvassing in the surrounding neighborhood to engage more students in those projects. And through that, when students are able to volunteer and they're able to prove themselves, then we would have a bigger pool of students from which to choose in future years.
Thank you. Member Wise.
Yeah, I'm looking at your outreach section, and you say that the best students in the program remain as 8 points and 20 hours a week and act as mentors to the next class. How are these so-called best students also group chosen?
It was based on attendance. They could not be late, they could not miss hours. They also had to remain motivated. We have a very hard job. They are engaged in building raised beds, so they do some rudimentary carpentry. They do a lot of hauling of wheelbarrows full of mulch. And then in the summer, we build rain gardens. We install rain barrels, and we install dry wells, which really involves a lot of digging. And so the students that remain focused and motivated through this hard work are the students that are kept. We also partner with the National Park Service, and we take trips to area national parks, and then we also have our National Assembly. And it's those students that are able to show leadership, they have good presentations, and again, are able to work in the trail that remain.
Thank you. Member Scott.
Under your goals, it says, this is prepares you for a lifetime of environment, healthy community leadership that invests in our community's future and capacity for the future environment. Now,
they engage in, both around the water quality and urban ag. We also are involved in habitat restoration along the KK River and the Milwaukee River, and so that they learn about those concepts. The other thing is that in going to the National Assembly, we have a full day where we meet with people who are representatives of environmental jobs, both in the governmental sector and the corporate sector. In the past, we have had students come back and say that that's a life-altering event, that they got from seeing a job that was just a paycheck and they're excited to get a paycheck to realizing that this job is about community service, and all at once they see where they can plug in and they want to create projects.
Thank you. Member Klein?
So since this has such a good effect, a program like this has such a good effect on the students and stay with it for a year or for however long, why is it that students are allowed to stay on for another year when you could potentially have more effect by bringing in new people?
Well, the part is because we want to be able to give a reward to the people that stay. The other thing that we've been doing is working towards bringing the people back in leadership positions. As an example, one of the people who was on the team last year as a green team member is now a team leader, and we're growing her to be a crew leader. So it's something where we want to be able to show that there's growth, and we want to show people that are graduating. We want to show people graduating from high school and that they're looking at college and they're looking at a career.
A follow-up question for that. So then, are the people that stay for another year, do they have to reapply to it, or
Yeah, they do reapply. I'm sorry, I'm not making it clear.
Thank you. Member Ellis?
Yeah. In your overview, you briefly touched on the 18,000 for personnel. I'd like some more clarification on that because I saw in your proposal that said you had about 3.5 full-time positions, 3 full-time, 1 part-time, and that all the students were already funded for. So how did you double block ranks help expand the amount of colors if these people are already kind of covered?
So the stipends are for very specific projects, and the hours that I can pay for the team leaders and the crew leaders are also for very specific projects. What I want to be able to do is provide a variety of experiences for our team and also be able to expand the types of projects that communities can benefit from.
You know, since we are not allowed to provide stipends, can you give us the exact amount that is going towards paid staff?
It would be that full 18. Although if I could have your permission, because I did not understand if we go to stipends, we would also like to take some of that to supply so that we would be able to do more projects. Because you always have to have materials. And so I would use 15,000 for the crew leader, team leader position, and then the remaining of that of the 18 would go to materials.
Thank you. Member Williams Davis?
So now that you know that the money from that use recycling goes on hacking out with the recycling issue.
I'll see about the funding. And I already have pending grants through Helen Bader, through the National Park Service and Groundwork USA. And I will continue to seek funding for that.
Thank you. Member Budley?
Does Groundwork Milwaukee stay connected and maintain a relationship with those that you do not choose to stay, for example, as a reference for future jobs?
Yes, we have done that. In fact, we had a member who left to go to a different part-time job, and he came back and wanted to apply for a new job. And so we helped him with his resume. We helped him be able to use an online application process, and we also provided letters of support for him.
Thank you. Member Scott?
Can you just touch on some previous projects that you've done as either with collaborations or just as an independent organization?
Yes. First of all, we pretty much always collaborate because we want to be able to listen to a community and do projects that they are interested in. We've worked with between 15 and 20 different community groups to build community gardens. We have worked with Lisbon Avenue Neighborhood Development. They transformed an old abandoned gas station into a pocket park, and we did the greening, we laid sod, and we planted trees and planted perennials. We have worked with over 25 residents in the Connecticut River watershed in installing rain gardens and rain barrels and swales. We've planted probably about 200 trees and shrubs along the Connecticut River. So it's those kinds of projects. This would be very exciting for us because this is more along the lines of art projects, and we haven't had that kind of project before.
Also, can we have you guys touch on what his group does as well?
Before we do that, members Friday posted the chair. Thank you. Did you have a question? Sorry. Before that, can you approach the chair? Thank you. Sorry, continue.
As introduced, my name is Steve Higgs, and I founded beintween, which is an organization which is going on 2 years. We are looking to found this project and partner with Groundwork Milwaukee, who we work earlier with. A question has been asked whether some of the projects that were done beintween awarded third place to Groundwork Milwaukee for individuals in their high school program built a chicken coop out of all salvage materials. And so it's projects like this where we're an organization and we're looking to sort of combine leftover talent in the community with leftover space, in this case, the extension of the Trail.
Actually, I should have brought up the competition. We were really proud because our team, as he said, was high school students. They have been studying urban ag issues for a year or so, and last winter they studied chickens extensively and then built the chicken coop. The thing that was so very significant is that they were the only high school group. The rest of the teams were all graduate students at the UW School of Urban Planning and Architecture, and so they had a completely different kind of background. But they were so interested in chickens and in using salvage wood and trying to do this as efficiently as possible, they didn't care who they were going up against.
This is just a point of clarification. Are the jobs that the people make up for, are those ones for like maintenance of the community projects that Groundwork Milwaukee would do, or how are these projects maintained once completed?
We are they're definitely responsible for maintaining the projects. In fact, I just thought of something that I didn't mention before. We partnered with 2 Milwaukee public schools and built very large, 1,000 square feet rain gardens, and then we went back and maintained them over the summer because the schools were out. So any of the projects that we do, we're responsible for maintaining. When we work with the residents and build their rain gardens, we came back the next year and talked that we identification and then actually did weeding with them and then mulched them again because we want them to look as good as possible. We always want to be able to brag about our projects. If we don't maintain it, we don't get to brag.
One of the things that was missing from your project proposal was a budget and revenue detail sheet.
Oh, I know. Okay.
So I was just wondering, is there any way that you...
I can say it, and I have it on my computer to go grab it. I can tell you your line pretty much off by heart. We had $18,000 for salaries, $1,800 for benefits, because that's a 10% tax and benefit rate. We had $200 for overhead and occupancy, which would go for administering the grant and
No, I think we actually, sorry to interrupt, but we have the budget for the beer fund.
Okay.
And for this project specifically, actually.
Okay.
It's just one of the things that is required with the proposal is budget revenue page.
for the organization as a whole. Oh, I apologize. Okay. Our budget for this year is right around $350,000.
Do you want to elaborate?
Yeah. A large part of our budget is from the Federal Groundwork Project and the National Park Service and the Environmental Protection Agency. And I don't want to go into the mission, but I'm just explaining why. We've had a grant for about $140,000 from the Environmental Protection Agency that's focused on improving fisheries in the rivers that feed into Lake Michigan. Our green team has been involved in that, in preparing these, they're called habitat underwater baskets that are installed along the shipping lanes in downtown where fish would otherwise be able to find a place to live. We've also had extensive funding from the Fund for Lake Michigan because we have been an organization that implements projects related to water quality for a number of years. We're partnered with 16th Street Community Health Center, and through that we have our best management project, best management practices project. That's a stormwater project.
Thank you. And I apologize for my absence. Thank you, Vice President Scotty, for filling in. Member Reese.
Yes, according to the budget expenses sheet, it says under computer funds that you have almost $91,000 committed to personnel. So my question is the funding that we're giving specifically toward personnel, is that critical at all?
It is if we can have, it is if we're going to have a diversity of projects with the group. Otherwise, the funding that we have is for very specific projects, the water quality and the urban ag. And so this allows us to provide a greater experience for the team and for a longer period.
Thank you. Member Klein.
So, point of clarification, bouncing off the previous question. So, the organization is structured that such that it receives funds for specific projects, and then the youth that you work with work across the board for all of these projects.
That's correct. We want to provide the richest experience possible. And so what we try to do as much as possible is not have them work on the same thing all week. But instead be able to cycle through projects.
The funding is project specific.
Project is very specific, yes. And so we have to keep time sheets and we have to know on the whole project we work on one day.
Thank you. Member Reese.
Yes, going back to the projects, will these projects be teen or youth led, or would they have like sort of an adult counterpart who sort of takes control?
I can respond to that question. I think the organization beintween would be the adult facilitator that would try to encourage this kinesthetic learning for these youth of Milwaukee. So youth would be canvassed by Groundwork Milwaukee, and beintween, which is the unfunded organization, would facilitate to deploy the creativity of these younger students.
So the idea is that the students would develop the project, but under the guidance of someone who has the background of what kind of questions you ask in order to get somebody to come up with an idea. Because if you just put people in a room and you don't have any kind of structure, it doesn't necessarily go anyplace. So the idea is that there's a discovery project who needs to be able to develop the project.
Thank you. Any additional questions from youth council members on this project, this organization's proposal? Seeing none,